beautiful. Good evening, distinguished guests, Hacienda La Puente Unified board members, teachers, staff, administrators, and community members. My name is Dr. Rosa Isaiah, and I am the proud Assistant Superintendent of Education Services at HLP USD. This is my first year being part of this incredible district, and it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to collaborate alongside such an inspiring and talented team as we work to serve this diverse and this beautiful community. This is also my first time attending this event, which provides us with the unique opportunity to reflect on our successes and growth and get excited for another year of supporting deeper learning, ensuring academic excellence for all students, and of course, being partners in community. With that said, welcome to our 9th annual State of the District. You can applaud. Bravo. At this time, I ask that you please rise for the presentation of colors led by La Puente High School's JROTC and retired Master Sergeant and Senior Army JROTC instructor Roland A. Sosa, as well as the Pledge of Allegiance led by our La Puente High School Student Board Representative Josiah Hernandez. Please remain standing until our JROTC cadets retreat. Thank you.
Colors, attention, carry colors. Forward, march. 1, 2, 3, 4. March on, march. 1, 2, 3, 4. Colors, up. Right, face. Present arms.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Let's give another big round of applause for our outstanding student leaders. Thank you so much. Just want to mention that this evening we have ASL and Spanish translators, and we're pending on one more translator. So just wanted to share that. And now it is my great honor to welcome to the stage our presenter for this evening, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Alfonso Jimenez.
Thank you, Dr. Isaiah, for those inspiring messages to open up our State of the District. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Alfonso Jimenez, Superintendent of Schools. And it is an honor and a pleasure to be here today with you all on a Thursday evening when you could be any other place in the world, but you're here in the Hacienda Heights Community Center with us to learn about our district, to celebrate our district, because that is what today is all about. It's a celebration of all we have accomplished in our district this past calendar year. But before we do that, I want to take a moment to honor our Board of Education who's here today. So first, we have our Board President, Ms. Christine Salazar. Our Board Vice President, Ms. Nancy Loera. Our Board Clerk, Mr. Gino Kwok, Esquire. Our Board Member, Mr. Jeffrey De La Torre. Also joining us this evening, we have from Representative Blanca Rubio's office, Wendy Saavedra. Also from Lisa Calderon's Assembly Member of the 56th District's office, Ms. Ruby Dueñas. Also, I would like to recognize members of our executive cabinet that is here today. And, earlier you got to be greeted by Dr. Rosa Isaiah, Assistant Superintendent, Education Services. Also, our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. John Lovato. And unfortunately, my right-hand person, our Associate Superintendent, Mr. Manoj Roy Chowdhury, was not able to be here as he is on district business, working hard for our district today at another event. So we'd like to thank also all of our executive cabinet, our extended cabinet team that's here. Thank you so much for your presence. Also, all of our administrators, whether you're a principal or a director, please raise your hand and let's give you a round of applause. Also, representing one of our business partners that is here today, who's sponsoring actually the state of the district for scholarships for our students, we have Keith Wheeler from Custom Alloy who joins us. Representing CSEA, Karen Werman. Also representing HHIA, Ali Weiner. And we also may have other guests that will arrive a little later. If they do, we'll go ahead and acknowledge them. So at this time, let's go on a journey together. So this evening, I'd like to talk to you about the amazing Hacienda La Puente Unified School District at our 2024 State of the District. Let's give it up for our district. So the mission of our district, every great organization has a mission. Every great business has a mission, and our mission is here. And I'm not going to read it to you, but I really want you to focus in on what we're all about. And what I'd like to highlight is that we are preparing our students to meet the challenges and the opportunities of a changing world. Things are changing rapidly. We're talking about ChatGPT, AI. It's amazing what our students are being put at the space in the classroom, at the space on social media. All the different things that they have to do is being thrown at them very quickly. And our teachers and our instructional support staff needs to be ready to be able to do that. So in our district, that is our mission, to be able to prepare our kids for all of these challenges. Back in the day, we talked about 20 years from now, students will be preparing for jobs that we don't even know that they exist. And we do that now. Who would have ever thought there would have been a position for somebody to be an AI ethics advisor? That's a job. There's ethical implications for AI. So that is our mission as a district, to be able to prepare our students with all of these opportunities as to what's coming. So how do we do that? We do that through our vision. Our vision is one that challenges our students to be prepared for the diverse populations that they will be working with. Our world is becoming very small. Because of technology, we're able to reach other places. We're able to connect across the world. So with our school district is how do we teach our kids to use critical thinking, creativity? How do we help them problem solve so that they're able to meet all of these challenges that are being thrown at them? So our theme this year, Engage, Experience, Connect, Deep Learning Every Day, was born out of conversations with our students. You got that right. Our students were able to join with me at the New Pedagogies for Deep Learning International Conference back in, I believe it was April, where there were attendees from all over the world: Uruguay, South America, Australia, Hong Kong. All these diverse places convened. And our students were up on the stage. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to moderate a panel with our students to talk about what we are doing to prepare our students for those challenges of our current century. And our students were talking about, I like to be engaged at school. I want to come to school to be engaged. I want to come to school to have an experience. Coming to school needs to be an experience for them. I want to come to school and I want my teachers to connect with me. The staff that supports the schools, I want them to connect with me. So as we were talking with our students and I started talking to our executive cabinet, it's like, that's the theme right there. Engage, experience, connect. How do we do that? We're doing that through deep learning every day. So that's how the theme was born. And I thank our HLP USD students for inspiring me, for inspiring us to hold that to heart, to challenge us to prepare our students for the rigors, what's coming down the road. This month, we celebrate National Board Recognition Month, and I want to thank our board for their support of our district and making sure that we are moving forward, because we can't do this work alone. We need our board support to be able to say, we support this. We support moving our district forward. So for that, I want to highlight all of our board members for the work that they do supporting our district. A little bit about our district. Yes, thank you. A little bit about our district. Currently, our enrollment is 15,781, plus or minus 10, depending on the day of the week, right? Because we get a few students, we lose a few students, there's some movement, but we've been pretty much at that target all year, which is a great sign. And our district is very diverse. If you can see the diversity that we have in our district, that is what makes us strong. That is what makes us unique, as opposed to just having one ethnicity within our district. We have a variety of ethnicities and backgrounds in our district. And so for that, we are thankful and we are grateful. And as you know, we serve a very diverse community. We serve unincorporated areas of LA County, as well as cities. You know, City of La Puente, City of Industry, and also the unincorporated areas of Hacienda Heights, Valinda, West Puente Valley, and I always like to say, and a small part of West Covina. Small little part, a small little triangular part. And so it's been very great partnering with our friends, with our education partners in that space. You know, this morning earlier, I had our business partners sharing this presentation, and we had some good representation from the City of Industry. So it was great for them to be here, because a lot of the stuff we're talking about are things that we have conversations with them at the table. We sit at the table with them, with the industry partners. So it's been really great having their support. Our district budget is pretty big, $327 million. That's a lot of money. That's more than the city council here in La Puente. That's more than the City of Industry budget. Our budget is big. It's a big budget. But you may notice the total expenses is $339 million. So you're saying, oh, okay, you're spending more than you're taking in. Part of that shows in that manner due to the ESSER federal funding that we received. So we did receive ESSER funding, and that is expiring on October 30th, 2024. This year, all ESSER funding has to be spent. If we don't spend our ESSER funding by then, guess what? We have to give it back. And we're not in the business of giving back money to the federal government because we want to maximize our dollars. So that's the reason why you kind of see the difference. And so I want you to know that the investment that our board makes is made up mainly in employees' salaries and benefits. It's no surprise that if you're going to educate 15,700 students, you got to pay people, right? You got to pay the teachers. You have to pay our support staff. You also have to provide them benefits. You have to provide them benefits. And right now, in this competitive market that we are living in, it's very challenging to recruit employees because employees have options. They have many options to get positions. And so we're competing with the workplace with that. So let's start talking about some of our celebrations that we've accomplished this year. So we were fortunate to have 4 National Blue Ribbon schools this year. And that is an amazing accomplishment. The 4 National Blue Ribbon schools that were recognized was the most schools recognized by any district, not only in California, but also in the nation. Yes. And that was confirmed. We were fortunate, along with our board president, Ms. Salazar, and I, and representatives from the school, as well as the principals. We were in Washington, D.C. this past November to accept the award, and I don't even think the U.S. Department of Education had it on their radar that they were actually 4 from the district. And they started noticing, wait a minute, you have 4 principals here, all from the same district. How does that happen? So they started to ask us questions. We were fortunate to be able to be at a luncheon because 2 of our amazing principals, Dr. Paulina Cho and Dr. Danielle Kimfield, let's give it up for them. They were honored as National Principals of the Year. And out of the 335 schools that were recognized across the nation, they only selected 9 principals. And there was a whole vetting process, right? We had to write letters of recommendations for them, and they actually had to write an application themselves. So it wasn't just, here you go, you got this honor. No, they had to do some work. We had to do some work to support them. But we were at a luncheon honoring them, and there was a representative from the U.S. Department of Education that asked me, how does this happen? You know, I've reviewed so many applications, and I don't see many districts get this many. So they started asking me about what kind of district support do you provide? What kind of administrators do you have at the district office? What kind of support fiscally, right? Not just people, but also fiscally, does the district provide the schools? And so I tell you, I'm very grateful for the way we fund education in California because most of our funding comes from the state. It doesn't come from the federal government. It comes from the state. So we're very fortunate, more so than other districts across the nation, because our state supports our schools. And so I started talking about that. I started talking about some of the things that we're doing district-wide. I started sharing all the great things that we're doing. And so they were like, wow, I can see why you have 4 National Blue Ribbon schools. So it was great to be there that moment. And so I'd like to share with you this evening the video that was shared with the students at Wilson High School that day. So please enjoy the video.
Labor of love, and it's because of all of you guys. I love you guys so much. And I want so much for you and so much for your future. And that's what I do what I
Also, before we go on, I'd like to recognize that we also have representing SEIU, Ms. Joyce Garcia and Ms. Laura Silva. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so our district accomplishments do not stop there with National Blue Ribbon School. We were fortunate to have several of our schools earn the Civic Learning Awards. And so the U.S. courts system in California has a program that honors our schools for implementing civic education and civic learning in our schools. So we were fortunate for the last few years, our schools have been very successful. If you are a principal that is here and you're at one of those civic learning award schools, please stand up so you can be recognized. Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your leadership. Also, this year, the California School Boards Association, they give out annual Golden Bell Awards. And we submitted an application for Project LEAD, which stands for Life Experiences About Democracy, which works to increase civic engagement in our schools. And so basically the schools that have been involved with this are in the La Puente Quad. So let's recognize, if you're a principal at one of those schools in the La Puente Quad, please stand up. Yes, thank you so much for Project LEAD. It was really amazing to have representatives from our principals that were able to join us in San Francisco this year to be able to receive the award. And we're working on making them their own golden bell. So the big golden bell, in case you want to see it, it's at the district office. That's a big golden bell. But they're going to get a baby golden bell, a little bit smaller, but it's still good. It's a still good award. So we'll be able to share that with the schools. And actually, we're going to be attending the La Puente City Council to present them with their award, because they are also our co-applicants with this project. So the kids are going to do that. So let's get ready for that, and we'll be doing that over the next few months. Once we get the little baby Golden Bell Awards arrive, we'll go ahead and present that. But that's a project that has been in our district for 10 years, and we had never written a Golden Bell application for it, and it's like, why not? There's great work happening in our district. I also want to highlight our Teacher of the Year. Our teacher, special education specialist, Perla Granados Ordaz, was named the District Teacher of the Year last year, and so I want to recognize her efforts and her commitment. Yes. Her commitment to her students. What really stood out in her application was how she not only helped her students, but also how she helped all students in the school. Whether it's helping them for a competition, whether it's working with them for our Science Olympiad or robotics, whatever the school was working on, she was right there for her students. And also this past year, I was honored by the California Association of Latino Superintendents and Administrators as Superintendent of the Year for the LA County region. So I just want to thank our team for being there and that support. Also, Wilson High School earned a spot on the U.S. News and World Report as a school that's in the top 4% of the nation. So thank you so much for Wilson High School. But it didn't stop there. When we looked at the data to see how the rest of our schools performed, they were all in the top 1/3 of all high schools in the United States. So that's amazing. That is amazing. So that proves to show that in the state of California, we have great education here. And so that is made possible by the hard work of our staff and our teachers that work day in and day out to support our students. Also, all of our comprehensive high schools were honored by the College Board, which administer the AP exams. And so they were honored at the gold level at Wilson, at the bronze level, at La Puente High, Los Altos, and Workman all earned the Bronze and AP Access Award for increasing the number of students that are passing the AP exam. So let's give it up for our high schools. Also, the Schools to Watch program. So 2 years ago, we started a process of having our schools validate their success and having them apply through a self-review process as part of the California League of Schools. And last year we had, or 2 years ago, I'm sorry, we had Newton earn the award and also Orange Grove. And the thing about this award is that you cannot be stagnant. You cannot just get the award and rest on your laurels and say, that's it, I'm done, I got it, check it off. You cannot do that with these awards. There's actually validation visits that you have to continue saying that you're doing what you're doing. And so this year, Cedar Lane Academy, Mesa Robles, Valenda School of Academics, and Fairgrove all earned Schools to Watch. And so let's thank those schools. And if you're a principal of that school, please stand up so we can recognize you. Yes. Yes, they will be honored at the California League of Schools Conference in Monterey, and also as part of the National School Forum, the National Schools to Watch. They'll be honored in June in Washington, D.C. And it's not just about the honor. They actually have to go to the conference and do a workshop presentation and share their knowledge about their school and what are some of the practices that they're doing at their school that is working. So we look forward to that. Also, our partnership with UC Davis, we've been able to increase the number of teachers that are getting trained. They're getting their computer science credential. We know that STEM education is important. In a recent survey that we did across the district, our parents are saying they want STEM education. That was one of the high areas that they selected on the survey. They want STEM education. And so this is one way that we've been able to provide some STEM support, some coding, and actually having our students learn how to code integrated with math. It's not the be-all, end-all type of program, but there's other ways to code as well. So we are looking to supporting our schools with all of those ways to code, because there's not just one way to code, there's different coding languages. So we want to make sure we continue to support our teachers with coding. And our two teachers, Wedgeworth Elementary School teacher Imelda Rodriguez and Los Altos Elementary School teacher Patricia Elder, were honored as UC Davis C-STEM Teachers of the Year. So let's thank them for their efforts. Continuing on with our accomplishments, Grazide, Quest, Wing Lane, and did I say Quest? Yes, Quest, all were honored at the Conga Kids competition. For those of you who don't know what Conga Kids is about, it's a ballroom dancing type of program that teaches kids dancing. And so they actually have an annual competition at LA Live. They take over the whole plaza area and they perform. And our kids did very well. And I'm very thankful to the board for supporting the expansion of Conga Kids, because now all of our schools get it. So how many want to dance? Yes, our speech and debate students. This has been very dear to my heart, our speech and debate students. So this is a program that has been very successful. We launched with our middle schools, and this past year in June, we had students place at nationals. And Ms. Vianney Miranda, one of our students, actually won the national award. She won place first in a category, which means she was one of 11 winners nationwide that won an award. So we are thankful for our speech and debate program. Also, this year we launched the first cohort of the Youth Cinema Project for California Elementary, Sparks Middle School, and they were able to showcase their film at the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival in June. And it was amazing attending the event. I know some of our board members and some of our administrators and staff went, and just the passion that you see on our students' eyes, in their voice when they see their film on the giant screen. It's amazing, it's priceless. And so, yes, we're looking towards that expansion, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in some upcoming slides. Cedar Lane Academy, they placed 4 events at the Southern California Science Olympiad competition in March. Our students at Wilson also defended their championship with the Science Olympiad. And people are taking note of this. Other students in the surrounding counties are noticing that they can be successful in our district and do well with Science Olympiad. Also, robotics. We've been following the robotics teams from Mesa Robles, Valinda, and Los Altos Elementary, because they've been competing at the Lego League Championship. And so I know there's going to be some upcoming events. I know our partners at VMA, they're always giving us the update as to how they're doing, because they follow them and they support them. So thank you so much to our teachers and our staff that are supporting this program. CTE, Career Technical Education. We've expanded the number of pathways. We have 28 CTE programs with 13 CTE pathways in 10 industry sectors. That's a lot. That's a lot for a district to have. And so what that means is that our students have opportunities. They have opportunities to be able to engage in other areas within our district. So we want to highlight that. I mentioned earlier congregants. We did expand that to all of our K-5 classes, and so that's great to see. Our speech and debate is now at all of our high schools. So yes, I'm very thankful for that. And you may say, well, why is that important? Speech and debate teaches students problem-solving skills. It teaches them resilience. It teaches them confidence. It teaches them how to be maybe one day in the courtroom. You know, we have lawyers that are out there, and so this may help those students because not every student is an athlete. So we are grateful to see students who are thriving in this program. Also, our Youth Cinema Project, we're working on building a pathway, and we were able to start the pathway at La Puente High School because we know there are great stories to be told there. There are great writers that are in that area that can enrich us all by telling us their stories, by writing their films and being able to produce these on the giant screen. So I am looking forward to seeing what our students at La Puente High are going to be putting together this year for the International Film Festival in Los Angeles to see what their films will look like. Project LEAD. The program has expanded, so it's not just in our La Puente Quad schools, but we're also working with the supervisor, Hilda Solis's office, with their staffers to also engage our students that live in unincorporated areas as a way to have them have accessibility with their local government. So we're happy that this project is being replicated not only in La Puente, but in other areas. When the reviewer came to our district to review this program for the California School Boards Association, they shared with us that they've been watching this program for some time, that this program has actually inspired other cities in the area to have a similar type program. And that was golden news for us because I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that this was causing inspiration in other areas and other cities more than we knew. So that was some really great feedback that we got from the reviewer. Deep learning every day. You know, we were able to partner with the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers this past calendar year, and they helped provide some amazing workshops for our parents called Equipando Pedres University. And what that does is it teaches parents about college access. It teaches them how to navigate the college application, college financial aid, and how to be successful as a parent of a college student. Not only did they do that in the conference that they put together for us, but they also brought in the students. And with their partners at Meta, they taught the kids how to do some coding at that day while their parents were getting a workshop. So it was great to see that partnership happen, and I know we're building on that, and we'll see a lot more with that. Also, our annual college fair. You know, we're very thankful to Ms. Calderon and her office for always supporting us in that college fair because it's not easy to put on a college fair and have all of these representatives from all these colleges come. So again, we had a successful college and career fair. And this year, for one of the first times, we were able to have the trades there. So we had the trades because, yes, we know not all of our students are going to go to college at that time. So we know some students want to go into the trades, which is okay. There are great paying jobs in the trades. And so we want to give our students that opportunity to have access to it should they choose to go in that area. Also want to highlight Sparks Elementary School. They've been partnering with Hilda Solis's office in the 1st District. She's kind of has adopted that school in that area because I know that's where she grew up. But they were able to bring a mobile museum to the school. And I know our team was very nervous because they had to fit the giant motorhome that was going to go in through a small space. And so we were already measuring and talking about expanding the gate, making the entryway, but I know Manoj and his team made it work. They were able to bring in the museum, but they also are able to go there. I spoke to the principal earlier today, and he shared that they actually also went to the La Brea Tar Pits Museum today. So it's amazing, and thank you so much to our Supervisor Solis for that support. The last bullet here, I want to talk about it because this is what matters to kids. When I go visit our schools, they're not asking me about when's the next test, Dr. Jimenez. They're asking me, when is the next Healthy Future Student Chef Cook-Off? They want to know when this is happening. Yes. For those of you who don't know this program, our district wrote a grant, and I believe we were able to secure $20,000 to go into the materials and supplies to be able to help our kids come up with different recipes. The winning recipe then got introduced into the menu. And so we are pleased. I believe our students from Mesa Robles won this past year, because I saw the students recently and they were actually asking me and they were flagging me down. They're like, Dr. Jimenez, can you make this event happen? Can you make it happen? Like, is it going to happen next month? It's like, no, not yet, but it's coming. Our kids are looking for that. I talked about experiences. This is what it's about. They want experiences. They want to experience schools in more ways than they have before. So we're looking forward to that. And so I know this year we're going to add another element to it where we're going to have cameras in there. And actually, we're going to be interviewing the kids just like Top Chef on television. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. So we're going to bring that experience to our students. NPDL. We talk a lot about NPDL because this is something that our industry partners ask for. NPDL, new pedagogies for deep learning. How are we instilling character and citizenship? Right? Those are the top skills. And meeting with our industry partners, they tell us, it doesn't do us any good if somebody could think critically, if somebody can problem solve, if somebody could do these things. But if they don't have good character and they are not good citizenships, I don't want them as a worker. And those are the top two things. And those of us that are in this space with new NPDL, we know that if our students could grow up and develop into amazing citizens and exhibit strong character, everything else is going to fall in place. Everything else will be easy. So when you visit our schools, that's one of the things we're asking. How are students working on the 6 C's as they're learning in the classroom? And so we were fortunate to be able to have a district-wide showcase back in April. And also we had our deep learning lab in April of 2023 as well. And then we always do our summer boot camp to help engage our teachers in their learning with NPDL. A little bit over to facilities. We have the Measure BB bond. We've sent out mailers. Every year we send a community update so that the community can see what are the projects we're working on and what's coming in the upcoming years. And I'm very pleased to share with you all that when we issued the second issuance of the bond, immediately in a few hours, half day, the bond completely sold. All the investors purchased all the bonds, which is unheard of. There are districts that are going out for bonds and they are actually not able to sell all of their bonds. And that's something that we learned recently, that there are districts going out for bonds and they can't sell all of their bonds. Why is that? Why does it happen that in a district like ours that has national attention with respect to student achievement and what we're doing, what attracts investors knowing that we're doing great programs for kids? And I believe that's the confidence in our programming, the confidence that we're providing a quality education here in the community that keeps the values of the properties in this area very strong. And so the investors are supporting the bond measure. And so obviously we are doing some changes with it because we know that $148 million wasn't enough. It never was enough money to be able to modernize the entire schools. And so we actually did some bond descoping. Our high school refresh program is going to be coming up pretty soon. There'll be an update for the community on that pretty soon. So we'll be able to see how this is going to look with respect to our high schools, with respect to the bond. What does the classroom look like? What does the floors look like? What does the ceiling look like? And how does that impact learning? Our facilities, our district has not kept up with the facilities through deferred maintenance projects. And so that is something we are looking to bring on to be able to invest this in ongoing maintenance, because you all know with your homes, if you don't invest in your home, you don't keep it up, things start to deteriorate. Same thing with a school system. If we don't invest in the structures that support learning, then it's going to be very difficult down the road when the entire pipes start breaking and everything starts going haywire. So we want to make sure we focus on that. Also, we celebrated the completion of some projects. One of them, dear to many of our board members' heart, was the La Puente weight room. Yes, let's give it up for the weight room. And I mentioned this one because I had a conversation with a board member who said, have you gone over to La Puente High School to see the weight room? And I said, no, I don't think I've ever been in the weight room. So I took a little visit and I just couldn't believe when I went into the weight room and saw conditions that did not meet my own expectations for what I would consider appropriate learning for our kids with physical education. So that was sad to see. So we mobilized the plan. We were able to get some funding to be able to modernize the space. And we were fortunate to be able to do it on a day where we had one of their alumni that was being honored, a former basketball player, former NFL player who was being honored by the La Puente High School during halftime. And they were also amazed to see what had been done in the space. So we're really proud of that. Also, the La Puente High School Dream Resource Center. It's in a project that we have with the LA County Department of Mental Health to be able to provide an amazing space for our students. And finally listing there, our Equity and Access Family Engagement Building. If you haven't seen their new building, it's over by Stimson Park. Amazing. I want to give a shout out to Ms. Calderon and her team for being able to provide that building. And just the space, it's amazing. I know she shared with me, families come and they are so amazed. They are excited to be able to feel respect in a space that they feel is theirs. And that doesn't happen by chance. It happens through careful design. So I'm glad we were able to give our Equity and Access an appropriate space for our foster youth and our homeless families so that they can come in and feel supported as well. And obviously that's not going to be the end of it all. We do want to make another one. So obviously we'll be trying to get some funding to do that, to be able to modernize another space to provide support. Our adult education is the best adult education program in the entire country. Yes. It is the second largest adult education program in the state. The only larger program is LA Unified. And I always challenge them to a challenge. They have Skills USA competitions. We can challenge LA Unified to a one-on-one type of competition and see how we do. But the program serves 15,000 adult learners. 15,000, that's just the same amount of students we have in our district. So 15,000 adult learners are going through our campuses every single day, whether it's at Dibble, the Hudson Center, or Willow. Our adult learners are being engaged. And last year when I was here, I talked about how they added the electrician program. Well, this year they added the manicurist program. Yes. Oh, do you want to get manicure, pedicure? You could do that there with our student learners there. Also, they added the night pharmacy technician class. So we had a pharmacy tech program, but they added a night class for those working adults who couldn't come during the day, but they can go at night. Also this year, we hosted the inaugural Youth and Work Expo for our students and LA County residents. So it wasn't open just to our students, but also LA County. And some things that are coming from adult ed, I'm going to talk a little bit about aviation. EMT, Emergency Medical Technician, for those students and adult learners who want to become nurses, doctors, being an EMT first gives you great experience. So we're looking forward to that. Massage therapy. It's like, yes, how many need a massage? Yes, they're going to have massage therapy there. Already there is an esthetician program if you want to get a facial, but massage therapy is coming in the upcoming year. So I want to give a shout out to Dr. Greg Buckner and his team for innovating and providing these programs. Our students with disabilities are supported through our special education department. And so this year we brought on Dr. Mayra Elguera, who's here in the house. Let's just welcome her first state of the district. She's working with her team to support our students. There's a lot of work that we need to do with our special education department, and she's working with our staff to provide training and support, not only for our teachers, but also for our instructional assistants. And I was fortunate to be able to be at a training that she hosted the first day coming back after the winter break, and we had our instructional assistants who were there, and they were getting training. They were getting training on how to best help support students in the classroom. So I'm thankful for her leadership and everything that is coming from our department there. We talked a little bit earlier about equity and access. Our equity and access team is on the national scale and also on the state level. They actually serve as a model program and have been commissioned by the California Department of Education to create resources and toolkits. And they do that without any hesitation. They produce resources so that other districts could use across the state, right? HLP USD is leading the way at the state level by sharing our expertise. So I'm thankful to all the work that's happening there. Also, our work with our multi-tiered systems of supports. You know, there's a lot of work that's going in that area because how do we support kids that are struggling? Our HLP USD students and staff also are getting intersectional ethnic studies with our learning partners with some of these retreats, and we're just scratching the surface. This is just the start. So I'll talk a little bit more about some of the excitement going on there. And our Equity and Access team also have supported our homeless education, not only by representing our district at conferences, but also in a recent summit that was hosted by LA County Department of Ed and the California Department of Education on student homelessness. And I want to give a shout out to Ms. Salazar and also Maritza and also Ms. Calderon and Dr. Lawrence Fitz, who's there in the picture, representing our team there at this event. So HLP USD is at the table. And one other point I like to make with that was on the slide is that we're focused on professional development with our counselors. So we started a partnership with Hatching Results, and they actually are working with our counselors on how to best help counsel our students and support them. With parent and family engagement, I know our schools have done a lot of these parent town halls on their experience in their schools, and also some of the school site councils, the ELAC, the District Dual Immersion Parent Advisory, and the Parent Booster Committees, which are an integral part of our support. And also Equity and Access, the Constant Parent University on mental wellness through the movement workshops that they provided. And I believe they had one this week. So thank you so much to our team for engaging our parents. And also personalized learning. You know, we still have our one-to-one technology program to ensure that students have a device that they're able to bring to school, not only for homework, but also being able to use it for research. And so we're pleased that we're able to do that. Our Equity and Access is still able to provide the resources, the backpacks that our kids need every year. We also have our free tutoring through tutor.com. And we're currently working on a partnership to try to help us with some of the tutoring for in-school support tutoring through another partner. So we're looking at that. We've been able to do our Lakeshore Learning Kits, our Sora Digital Library, and also augmented reality. You know, we have two amazing technology TOSAs, Teresa Magpayo and Ricardo Racinos, who are here. I just want to give it up for them. They have actually put the district on the national map, and so they have used a lot of their knowledge to bring AR experiences in the classroom for our students. They're bringing AI in the classroom for our students. And our district school, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the school, Baldwin Academy is going to be featured on a nationwide show that's very popular, and you all know about it, but they are going to be featured for some of the AI work that the school is doing. They're utilizing a platform called Reading Coach. Yes. So I talked a little bit earlier about AI. They've been utilizing this platform along with three other countries in the world that have been piloting this platform, along with a school in India, and our students are there. They're piloting this AI platform that teaches them how to read, how to pronounce words, how to enunciate correctly, and our students are being highlighted by Microsoft. That's one of the partners that's doing the story. And so that's going to lead to some other news coverage. So thank you so much to our Tech TOSAs for shepherding that project. So what's to come in 2024 and beyond? Obviously, we can't accomplish it all in a calendar year, but that's the reason why it says and beyond. You know, we have our strategic plan that we're going to be focused on and writing and crafting our strategic plan. Thank you so much to our board for approving the strategic plan work, because we want to create a blueprint for what do we expect our district to be like moving forward within the next 5 years. Our signature programs, I mentioned earlier, our parents want STEM. They want STEM education. How do we make our schools highlight their signature programs so that the families know this school is very important because these are the top 2 or 3 things that they do very well, and it needs to include STEM because that's what our families want. Our kids want STEM. Intersectional ethnic studies curriculum expansion. You know, we started scratching the surface by creating our very own reader for ethnic studies. We've had calls from other districts and say, can we copy your reader? Can we use your reader? And the answer is no, because we have copyright. Our partners helped us secure the copyright on it, so we are able to utilize those resources. Also, USC Film School Partnership. I talked a little bit earlier about our work with the Youth Cinema Project. I'm in talks with USC on how to create a pathway so that students who join the Youth Cinema Project from elementary to middle and high school are able to get a scholarship and gain admission to the USC Film School. So that's going to be amazing. That's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to that. Aviation. We're starting an aviation pilot academy so that we are teaching our students who want to be pilots how to access aviation. We're right in the smack of the middle of all of these airports around us. And there are jobs. Airlines are throwing thousands and thousands of dollars at schools who want to start this program. And we've been visiting programs. We went to the national conference this past year, and we are inspired by being able to offer this program for our students. Yes! Right on cue! That also happened this morning, and that worked out really nicely because I talked about experience. And that created a great experience with the bang right here with aviation. Our aviation mechanics, so there's not only a strong interest in doing a pilot academy, but we also know that there's jobs in aviation mechanics. So we're looking into that as well. That may not roll out this year. It may take us a little longer to do that one because it's a lot more involved with that. But with respect to the aviation program, there's already set curriculum. So the Aircraft Owners Pilot Association stands for AOPA. They're the ones that develop the curriculum. And there's thousands and thousands of dollars that are being invested because there's a pilot shortage. There's aviation shortages, not only in pilots, but in the mechanics, but also even in the different areas that makes an airport run. So our students deserve those 6-digit salary jobs. They deserve this and a lot more. Drone middle school program, we're looking into that to see how we can bring drones to our middle schools. Arts expansion, you all know about Prop 28, that's bringing about $2.7 million on an annual basis to our district, and we're going to be able to do some amazing things. The community schools, we're working on that. Obviously, we're going to submit our grant application, but hopefully if we get the community schools grant, we'll be able to bring hopefully about $20 million worth in community schools funding. And we're working currently with Mariachi Divas. Hopefully we're able to launch our mariachi program, so looking forward to that. That's coming. And also some chamber orchestra. We're going to work on something like that. We're going to work on a project like that to see if we could bring like at least a one program where we do implement a partnership with one of the surrounding areas that offers it. So we're going to be doing some great things. And so we look forward to what's to come and all the experiences we're going to provide our students, because that is why we are here. So in closing, I would like for you to please take a moment to enjoy this video.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alfonso Jimenez, proud superintendent of the Hacienda La Puente Unified School District. This year, our theme is Engage, Experience, Connect, Deep Learning Every Day. At Hacienda La Puente Unified, we strive to engage our students, families, staff, and communities and provide rich, impactful experiences for our students from as early as 2 years old to our high school scholars and adult learners. Our goal is to create connections that lead to deep learning, learning that stays with our students long after graduation and that builds skill sets, empathy, and the confidence to compete, contribute, and persevere in college, career, and life.
Community engagement enhances learning for students because we are about not only the whole child, but the whole community. And when parents are learning about what their students are engaged in, it just creates this extension from home to school and from school to home. We want our schools to be the heart of the community, and we want our parents to understand what students are learning so that they can also support that at home.
I am a proud product of the Hacienda La Puente Unified School District and have now been an educator in the district for the last 25 years. I love this community so much because of the family atmosphere that it brings and the closeness that the rest of my colleagues and I have, as well as with the community. At Hacienda La Puente, we offer a lot of cultural events and district-wide events that really focus on unity and community.
I love how Hacienda La Puente gives us so many opportunities to see the different cultures and to see our diversity in our school and in our community.
Hacienda La Puente has a lot of programs that involve community and really inspire the community, like Project Lead, that also incorporates the new pedagogies for deeper learning so that the community and students can be involved together.
My favorite part about new pedagogies for deeper learning is the student choice and voice. There's no one-size-fits-all answer for each student to show their understanding of the material. So when the students are able to choose a way to demonstrate their knowledge, they not only are confident in the classroom, they leave your classroom confident in who they are.
I'm so proud and just honored really to be part of this community. I am one that gets to encourage students to have a student voice.
What I love most about being part of the HLP USD community is not only building the relationships at my school, but the relationships at other schools.
I like to go to school because I like my teachers and my friends.
We do a lot to help the community, like we have a recycling crew, we have a donation to give to the homeless, and then we also have the Big Buddy program, and then we help kids to learn how to read.
At HLP-USD, even though we're each our own individual at our own different schools, in the end we're all one big community, and I love being a part of it.
Our district wouldn't be what we are today without our classified staff to help ensure our classrooms and school grounds are in pristine condition. Our friendly office and administration team who answer questions and help our students, families, and community members find pertinent information. Our nutrition services team who work tirelessly to ensure our students have nutritious meals each day. Our business services, transportation, and of course, our phenomenal education team of dedicated educators and administrators who inspire and motivate our students day in and day out.
I am HLP USD.
I am HLP USD.
We are HLP USD! We're HLP USD!
We are HLP USD.
I am HLP USD.
I am HLP USD.
We are HLP USD.
I am HLP USD.
I am HLP USD!
We are HLP USD.
We do it for our students, our future, and we are proud to be HLP USD.
Thank you so much. So in closing, I'd like to recognize also, we have representing CSEA, Margaret Caldera. Thank you for joining us today, this evening. And in closing, I also would like to say thank you so much to my office staff, Nancy Rees, Jeanette, Terry Daniel. There you go. Yes. Vanessa Lara, who's here as well. And also behind the scenes, Laura Relas Gonzalez, who's helped support the program as well. Also, I'd like to thank, Andy Torres from Valerie Martinez Communications for always being there for us and helping put the video together. So with that, I hope you learned a lot about our district and what we've accomplished this past calendar year and what's to come this year. We are HLP USD. Have a good evening and drive safe.